So yesterday it was supposed to be the 2025 budget speech, right? And then it was said to be delivered, of course, by the finance minister, Enoch Godongwana. But after some few altercations in the parliament in Cape Town yesterday, there was an announcement that was made by the speaker right there in the parliament that, guys, their budget speech will be postponed. And it's something that has never happened in the past 30 years in South Africa. So South Africa is divided, and it's something that, has woke up a lot of controversial, questioning the 7th administration, which is the government of national unity, right? And it also speaks to the South African citizens. We know that every time budget need to be, allocated in some certain spaces. I mean, it's the beginning of the year. We know, Uguti, when it comes to fiscals, some political parties, they do bad in that. But it's something that, we need to look into and, have a conversation and engage on what people think about it.
It's wild, though. They want to increase VAT to 17%.
Yep.
So, again, it's the South African citizens who must pay. The working class who need to pay. Yeah. We already have the economy looking the way that it is, and now you want to increase VAT to 17%. Guys, no.
And the DA came out and they said when they had that conversation where ANC, was proposing that VAT should be increased to 17%. By the way, they say VAT is going to help a lot of people with, increasing their salaries. But now, what do you say about, low-income households?
You know what? In all honesty, salaries, according to how things increase on a yearly basis, should have actually been increased on a yearly basis. So them only coming back right now to say that we're going to increase the VAT so it can help increase salaries. My question to them is that what happened to increasing salaries over the years? Why didn't it increase over the years? Why are you suddenly only realizing right now that you actually need to increase people's salaries? And what about the low-income families? Unemployment didn't actually and didn't even decrease that much. We still have a lot of people who are very much not working. Bread itself, which is one of the most basic need any South African could ever have, is not affordable. So when you increase the VAT, how much is bread now going to cost? It's saying it's going to 50 rand loaf for you.
Exactly. A lot of, goods and services that we consume on a daily basis, they're going to hike. And we are also looking at the electricity hike that is going to take place on the 1st of March. It has not taken place yet, but it's something that is being, contested on to say, guys, please do not increase the electricity hike because already we are drowning in the economy that we are in. But budget postponed due to DA's opposition to ANC VAT increase. Because it's something that we need to discuss with you right there, whoever is watching from home, especially people in the township. What does it mean for you if a VAT increases? Because right now, as it stands, VAT is at 15%. And ANC, they propose that the VAT should be increased to 17%. We want to hear your views on that. What does it mean for you when VAT is, increased to 17%? And also we want to hear your opinion. Why do you think ANC, took a stand of saying, you know what, VAT should be increased to 17%? In the, recent economic crisis that we are having. So the DA issued this, the statement that the 2025-2026 national budget speech has been postponed following intense DA pressure against proposed 2% VAT increase. The DA unequivocally rejected the ANC's VAT hike plan. If included in the budget, the DA was prepared to vote it down in Parliament. The DA will keep fighting to protect South Africans from higher taxes and fewer jobs. It's something that we are actually facing right now in our country, guys. So it speaks also to the political parties that, we have and the political parties that are part of the GNU. because it is a problem. One thing that we have discussed is that how are they going to work in terms of making decisions? And it's something that I want to speak about, in terms of breaking it down for people to understand at home when we speak about the GNU. So right now, we are a family, ne? We are sitting in this table, and now there's a budget for the household, and we have to break it down. Guti, in most families, when you speak about financial, like people, they just grab each other. So it's that thing. Do you think that the GNU, as it consists of 11 political parties when it comes to budget, do you think that they're going to allocate the budget, in a manner of saving the people of South Africa or saving the citizens of South Africa? Because we know that the DA and the ANC, somehow they don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, there were some suggestions. Then perhaps maybe why don't some of the parliamentary members take salary cuts?
Yeah.
Instead of increasing the budget, the VAT, then why don't some of the parliamentary members take salary cuts? Because as one of them, as a comment I think I saw mentioned that, some of them, you don't even know what they do exactly. You don't really know what their role is. They themselves, if you approach them, are not sure of their position. So, and what it requires of them. So why is it that the people are always the ones to pay? Why is it that maybe the government itself can see now, okay, a lot is going on and our people are suffering. What can we as the government serving the people do? What is it that, how can we hold ourselves accountable? Because here it's all about accountability. Who takes accountability for all the things, the promises that have not been fulfilled, the corruption in the parliament where there's no accountability or reparations for anything? People are continuing to be corrupt. Politicians are, they deflect. Mostly it's never about accountability. It's about deflection and politicking, and at the expense of who? The people. So if you are going to say you are for the people and you are standing to benefit the people the most, then maybe you as the government need to show that by taking the accountability onto yourselves to say, until such and such situations have changed, let us take certain measures onto ourselves to make this possible and to make this happen. Yeah. Accountability. The government needs to start taking accountability. All the corruption, all the missing funds, where we are in debt, where you don't understand where is the money going. Who's going to be accountable for giving us a feedback onto where exactly and giving us proper breakdowns on where the money is being spent. So I know that there are certain avenues where the government expenditure is available, but still, I think more needs to be done on them, where they are taking the accountability. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is something that we are discussing right here, as the budget speech yesterday was postponed till the 12th of March, which is next month. I want to hear from you at home. What do you think, it's happening right now in the 7th administration and the GNU, which is the Government of National Unity? Do you think now it is time, to see what the government of that has been ruling for the past 30 years really does, because this also comes with the problems of the portfolio. It's something that you mentioned, the portfolio. If you look at the politicians' portfolio in terms of the money that is being allocated and that has to be distributed in right districts and in right places to serve the people of South Africa, it's something that, it needs to be as transparent as it can, because our problem now is that we are becoming, the country that has a largest cabinet, something that we're going to get into, on what it means for a country when they have a lot of cabinet, because now you're going to spend on a lot of things, you have to pay those people who are in the cabinet. But yes, it's a conversation that we're going to be deeply in. It's going to be the theme of today, because Guti, budget is something that is very, very important. People need to know about the transparency of the, state's money, on how it is being used, to serve the citizens of South Africa. So please do make sure that you stay with us as we are going to look into, the reviews of the other politicians when they spoke about this matter after a parliamentary speech was given yesterday at Cape Town. So moving on to the comment section on our YouTube, I have Radzelani Richid Ati, morning Mr. Mo and everyone, looking forward on getting much information. Hashtag Vooka breakfast show, the sweeter than Tonton.
Yay.
The sweeter the show, the sweeter the information.
Yes.
Zinzi Elizabeth at good morning. Hashtag Vooka breakfast show.
Hi,
Sivugile.
Zinzi. Hello.
A very good morning to those who have just joined right now. Good morning and welcome to the live. We are actually glad to have you here, and please stay with us as we're going to be speaking about a lot of things. As you know that each and every day we bring you a jam-packed show that is full of segments that are full of life. Remember, this is the Vooka breakfast show, your energetic start of the day, located in the heart of Johannesburg, which is Soweto. And then Ubanele Mri atikonje, how does an ordinary parliament member earn 1.2 million? You see, these are some of the things that when you look at the individual portfolio of these political political thing members, it's something that you come across. We see the luxury lifestyles that they live, but now the ordinary people and the ordinary citizens are down there in the bottom chain of what is happening in our economy.
There's something I want to read from Taijo Matabata on a Facebook post that I came across. It's the person says, the ANC is simply out of touch with reality of the normal citizens on the ground. How the hell do you want to increase VAT and other taxes while we just came out of a horrific high interest rate cycle, and because of load shedding and other factors, the cost of living skyrocketed? Now they want to increase taxes with the hope that giving people a free 370 will give them some votes. How hard is it to run an economy properly? How about reducing government expenses and spend money on things that spark economic growth, reduce unemployment, and most importantly, get rid of corruption? Is that hard? There are companies closing down now due to the closure of the ArcelorMittal steel mill in Newcastle and Vereeniging, and all of this is related to the mismanagement of the Transnet by the ANC. When are these guys going to realize the damage that they have done to this country?
Definitely.
Like, I don't want to lie. Sometimes, forgive me for the statement, but I feel like we just need to overrule our government. And it's literally going to get to that point. I don't want to lie, because we have given them over 30 years to change so many things.
Some people argue that that's like, considering that the extensive damage that has been done before and how long it took for it to be programmed into the system and to be the system to be created. I mean, some people argue that undoing it is going to take twice as long due to the programming of people's minds and the institutionalization of the people.
But let it be, man.
Sometimes...
I mean, we've had economic recessions,
besides that, man, let's be frank, ne? In a way, some of the systematic policies, forgive me again, in a way, some of the systematic policies that we kind of had during the apartheid era actually kind of worked for us. I'm like, take a look at how Joburg is at this moment. It is so dysfunctional. Crime is happening left and right and center. Yet we have ministers who get a ministerial house and they have their own regular resident. The house where they're given by the state, it only gets mahala cho. It never lacks water. And then there are houses where they live, they have a generator. We pay for that petrol that they use for that generator. Why should we? Kanti ba kholela in. Why can they not use their own money for their own personal expenses? Let's also go back to the ministers. Why earn so much money yet the department that you're working in does not have any change? Why can we not decrease? Let them earn as they work. It is about time where we have our ministers and people in parliament earning as they work, meaning that you need to earn your money's worth. For you to get that 1.4 meter, it must be worth it. Your works and your hands must start speaking for you. Labantu baholela mahala. We had a minister of Amapoisa. Ubeki was the minister of police. That person une certificate sokufundisa umntwana se-grade 4 IAEO. But he's the minister. Right now, we have the Minister of Defense. Does not even know a single thing about defense. Mara, ugatile mason. Njani. Most of the people that are sitting in the positions that they have do not even have the qualifications for them. Why are they even there? You have an employment system that tells you that by the age of 65, you should retire. Parliament, 65. You have a person representing the youth who passed the age of 35. What do you know about my struggles? You are above the so-called youth age that we have in South Africa. So what do you want there?
Unfortunately, it's the government that we have voted for, and it's some of the things when we look deep into how it started. Last year when we vote, when they decided that we are going to form a new government that is called the Government of National Unity, which is going to consist of several parties, and they saw that the country is going to move better as each and every country, they come, with their own plans to come up with a strategy to make South Africa great, to make South Africa's economy work for its people. Right now, one thing we are still looking into, is parties like your DA and the ANC, still fighting, because when we look at their memos, when they produced them to us, they wanted to, eradicate things like your poverty, eradicate things like your youth unemployment. But right now, we are seeing some of the things, that we did not expect. So definitely, it's something that we want to hear from you right there at home. Talk to us and comment down below on the Vooka Breakfast Show on YouTube. I have a comment from Urifile Rasekhanzo, our hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. I think one of the problems in our parliament is that some members are old. I mean, maybe we need fresh minds. And then Samamikalane are good morning, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Good morning, guys, to those who have just joined us. Please do make sure that you stay with us, as right now we are going to the top of the hour and give you what is going on into your latest traffic update, what is going on, and give you your news headlines that you missed. So please do make sure that you subscribe, press the notification button, and share the live with your people. 2 minutes past 8, it is the time right here in Johannesburg. Wherever you are, do make sure that you stay with us, as we're going to be updating you and talking more of what you need to know. So we are going to come back to this topic of the budget speech being postponed, and then when we come back from the top of the hour, which are your news, your sports headlines, we're going to come back now. Since you guys are stressed from yesterday's budget speech, we're going to come in with your health and fitness segment. So please do make sure that you stay with us as we are taking a short break, and when we come back, we are going to have exciting moments by discussing the benefits of health and the benefits of fitness. Right now, this is your weather update.